Okay, pickling a couple things from the garden here. Basic recipe. Boil your empty jars. Cover them by 1 inch and boil them for about 10 minutes. Wash everything, slice, prepare however. Make the brine. Right here, boil, simmer, 5 minutes, remove and discard garlic. That you will read in some recipe books. Blasphemy. Your basic garlic, your basic brine, 3, 3, and 3. So 3 cups of water, 3 cups of vinegar, and 1/3 of whatever spices you're using, your dill, your garlic, whatever. Okay? This is what I used here. 3 to 1 to 2. This is what I find I like. And we're gonna 10 minutes hot bath. You bring the stuff up to a boil. You pack your veg in there. And you put your hot brine in there. Leave it about a half-inch head space. Head space is from the top. Last night I did some peppers. A very important thing is, see how those were loose? Always store your jars loose so you know you won't get a false seal. Those are jalapenos. So now we're going to do finger tight 10 minutes of burl. And you can buy all these fancy dancy pickling jar holders. You can even buy fancy dancy pressure cookers. I got the 21. Oh, we gotta set our timer. No more than 10 minutes, so they turn the bush. So right now, what we're doing is we're killing bacteria that's in the jars with heat, and we're also heating up whatever is air in there, and it's going to expel the extra air. And then when it cools, the tops should incave, okay? And you will hear them when they cool. You'll hear to me, it's a very satisfying in the kitchen, okay? If they cool and they're not popped down, throw them out. Don't even risk it. That tomato sauce they did last year, I had one. It took me a while. Every once in a while, I'd hear it pop. And it took me a while to figure out which one it was, but I got rid of it. The second I found it, I got rid of it. So we got 10 minutes. We'll take the jars out. Put them here to cool. Or we could pull the whole rack if we wanted to and just leave it on the rack. As you see, I don't have all those fancy dancy tools. I don't have, the lid lifter and the pot lifter. I just use common sense. I'll show you what I use. Believe it or not, I use tongs. And these aren't cheap ones. These are industrial ones. See how I squeeze them? They don't really bend. I use the industrial tongs, and I got a rubberized oven mitt. Always follow a recipe. Do not take anything I say to heart. Right here, this recipe for fresh packed pickles, right there, and making dough through fermentation. Either way works. I prefer a fresh pack. Fermentation works really good, except I don't think it lasts longer. I had an uncle who made it, and they'd usually mush out by, if you did them in the fall, like January, February, you'd get a gallon of pickles, and 1/3 of it would be mushed out. So I'm trying this fresh pack thing. If you do, simple way to do a fermentation is find a crock. Well, this would work. We'll use this as an example. Find a crock or dinner plate just barely goes in. And then put a small weight. You don't want too much of a weight to crush your pickles. Maybe another canning jar full of water. Just enough to keep them from floating and in the brine. And that's pretty much all I know. Have a good one.